Aloha everyone, this is Dr. BethAnne. I'm an author, intuitive psychologist, and an empath, and I craft content for highly sensitive spiritual souls. We have been talking about the theme of self-awareness during the month of September and exploring all sorts of different aspects of accepting ourselves, loving ourselves, finding wholeness within ourselves, bringing unity between diverse parts of ourselves. So today, what was on my heart to talk about was actually the opposite of self-acceptance. And at first I thought, is it self-hate? But I think that's a little bit more the opposite of self-love. I think the opposite of self-acceptance is actually self-doubt. Self-doubt is such a saboteur because what self-doubt will tell you is it will make you question yourself. It will make you question your way of being in the world. It will make you question your dreams. It will make you question your capabilities. It will make you question your emotional experience and whether or not it's valid. Self-doubt is this undercurrent that undermines our ability to unconditionally accept ourselves with a sense of regard and treating our experience of self as valid. You know, self-doubt's really the opposite of that, and it throws like a fly in the ointment of self-acceptance, and it can be really paralyzing actually. Self-doubt can really just like take our knees out from under us, I guess take our legs out from under us and knock us down on the floor. You know, it can keep us from expressing ourselves. It can keep us from following our dreams. It can keep us from really engaging in a loving relationship with ourselves. So I'm going to share something really simple today to help you with overcoming self-doubt. It's called a mastery list, and it's really easy. This is like an intuitive writing prompt that I'm sharing. This is for your journal or your laptop if you would rather do it on that. But something that can be really helpful with overcoming self-doubt is to actually make a list of everything that you've mastered and everything that you're doing right. Make a list of all the things that you've already achieved in your life, and I want you to go big with this list. And what I mean by going big is like go back to the fact that at some point you were a baby and you didn't know how to walk, and you learned to crawl, you learned to talk, you learned to grow up, you learn to feel, you learned how to navigate hard emotions. You can write down other things that you've accomplished that are more like worldly or like external accomplishments. If you've graduated, if you've become an expert in something, if you've passed a class, if you loved and lost and made it through that, if you loved and lost and are still making it through that, if you ever did a race, if you ever made a piece of art, you know, if you really break it down and think about it, where you're at now, you once dreamed of. Maybe not in the way that, maybe not on the surface level. We don't always like the circumstances that we're at, but all of us dreamed as a little kid of being a grown-up. We all wanted the freedom of what we thought would come with that. You know, all of us dreamed at a certain age of what will it be like 5 years from now? Who will I be 10 years from now? There was a time in our lives where each of us wanted something that we already have now. And then what happens is we arrive to the now, and we start to take it for granted because we forgot the journey that got us there. The mastery list is about the journey. It's about all the steps on the journey that allowed you to arrive with where you're at now. And if you can take a step back and look at that, it might help you start to see how powerful you are. It might help you start to see times that you doubted yourself, but you found the courage to push through that, and then it ended up being really great. And if it wasn't initially great, maybe it ended up being really growing and you became a stronger person from it. Look for the gifts. Look for everything that's brought you to this point in time. It's a great self-esteem builder. It's really good for mentally rehearsing just how amazing you are, and it really helps give a sense of confidence. And whatever it is right now that represents going bigger, dreaming bigger, becoming bolder to you, you can do it. You can do it. we need to figure out how to do it, because we're here to be our biggest, brightest, bravest expression of self. We're not here to hide. And so we have to use every tool in the toolbox to help us overcome that ego talk that wants to override what our soul is telling us. Our soul is saying, do it. It's saying you were built for this, do it. And our monkey mind, our mental chatter will be like, no, you can't. How could you do that? That's really scary. You shouldn't do it this way. The list helps build something tangible to help you see how amazing you are, so that you can feel more exhorted and encouraged to keep on being biggest, brightest you. So I appreciate you joining me for this video. If you enjoy my content, feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And you can find out more about me on my website, BethAnneKW.com. All right, aloha and light. I will see everybody back here tomorrow.